Good evening, everybody. Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. It's another night. It's Monday night. We got through Monday night. Good evening, April. Good evening, Patricia, Ruth, Catherine, E. Bernis. Good to see you. Beres. Hetty. Hey, Hetty. Good to see you. John Hancock. Lady of Faith. Susan Murray. Good to see you. We're just getting started, and I'm hopefully going to have a guest on tonight who just a few nights ago with their family had a really cool UFO sighting. Dave's good to see you. When we talk about disclosure, it always amazes me that there's still people out there waiting for these hearings after the election on planet Earth. That on November, hey, Chesno, good to see you, that they're going to have these disclosure hearings, right, in Washington. But I love it here because people are recording UFOs all over the place, and this is disclosure right here, right here, right now, where we are. This is where I don't care about those hearings coming up. They're going to tell us all the same garbage as they always do. New faces, same old, same old. We know that. Hey, Karen Morgan, good to see you. Hey, Mark, welcome. And like I said, in a little bit, we're going to be doing interviews with people, as we do. We never know who's going to be on, but I do know that I'm going to have a person on here who I think we're going to get Richard on here. He was a recent guest at some point. There's another person I told to come on here tonight, and he has a video that he took with his family of some UFO activity, and I'm hoping that person will be here tonight. M. Neal, welcome to the show. The Lucky Baker, Tasha, Gypsy Woman, Trickety Dick, welcome to the show, Trickety Dick. Adrian, all of you out there around the world, welcome to the #1, hey Ryan, #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And we are busting the matrix as always. This is where it's happening, right here on really a show that is a talk show. Has been since I came on here. It's not your traditional, usual, TikTok thing where everybody's jabbering away and at the end of it, nothing happens. John Smith, welcome. Joseph, good to see you. Thank you for the pumpkin. Phantom, thank you, Phantom, for being here. All the new people coming in. Kate B, I think it's Jackie. Hey, Jackie. Tessa, good to see you. Yes, indeed. And it's good to have you. Christy Esser, good to have you with us. Sarce, hi from Portsmouth, England. Hey, England, good to have you with us. A lot of activity in the UK. It always has been with ET ships. Definitely in the UK for sure. Mag, welcome. Hey, Bill King, welcome to our show. Betty, welcome. Black Mama. Is it Black Mama? Maybe I got that wrong. Happy something. Zion Rook. Angel. Nat Neela. Everybody out there, wherever you are, I'll be reading names all night if I don't stop doing this. But good evening to everybody. Really. Good to have you all with us. So if you're new to the show, this is an actual spiritual UFO show, a little bit non-traditional. We do things that other traditional suit and tie shows don't do. We actually tell you what's going on. That's what we do here. We tell you what's going on. The commander tells you what's going on. We'll interview people. People tell their stories. I got plenty of information. And I answer questions. Calico, good to see you. Blessings. Mimi, Richard, thank you for the ice cream. So, Mama, Testa, welcome to the show. Everybody out there. Stephen, thank you for the donut. We love donuts, Stephen. Always. We got donuts around here that are really cool. Sherman, good to have you with us. I am blocked? I don't think so. I see you, Michelle. You're not blocked. Let me check your setting. Nope, you are not blocked. You are not. I see you are not blocked, Michelle. Evening, Camp Sparkles. Everybody. Apple cider donuts, yes, those are good too. We have like 4 orchards around here. One of them in our community here. It's a big apple orchard. That's where I get my apple cider during the season. Nancy, thank you for the pumpkin. You know, pumpkins are good. Now, some people eat pumpkin pie. I'm not a pumpkin pie eater. I'll stick with the apple cider. So we are going to have a good night tonight. And let's see here. We're going to be hopefully looking at some UFO type video footage at some point tonight. I have a couple of different places I go where other people go to websites looking at what other people say about UFOs. I don't care. I really don't. But we're going to do tonight at some point, if I find anything interesting, we're going to show you some stuff a little bit later. And it's always changing too. So I can go any part of the world, let's see here, and we can see what's happening. I just choose an area, and let's see, did I have any footage, any video? Nope. Depends where I look, I guess. And then there's some interesting stuff here. Some people have some stuff here. I thank you for the hat. So people are definitely picking up weird stuff. But anyway, welcome, MN Pagan Prince. Good to see you. Everyone coming in here. NVX, thank you for the follow. Gazelle, good to see you. Are you going through an app to those? Karen Morgan, yeah, I have a couple apps that I use for UFO sightings, and I really look hard at a lot of stuff. And what I try to do is essentially pick an area. Like I might take an area down the Gulf Coast maybe, and I'll see there's an Air Force Base Academy. So I'm looking all over the place here. Some of these have video, some don't. The ones that have the video are pretty cool. Not everybody tapes. You know, the funny thing is, some people don't record what they're saying. They just send in reports. I never understood, unless they're driving, I can't understand it. But they don't record what they're seeing. But the reports are phenomenal. Janine Jones, hi from Arizona. We'll be right back, folks. Give me a minute. Yeah, so as I was saying, there's a lot of people that report UFOs and really interesting stories, and there's no video. It's great to hear the stories because it's documented, but there's no video on some of these things. Hey, Yoo-hoo, good to see you there. Ed Matthews, did you see guy in Scotland would pick a spaceship over his house? No, where is that, Ed? I'd love to see it. If you can find out where that is and share it with us, that'd be great. Yeah, more UFOs to come, or more spaceships to come. On TikTok, is TikTok a website? Lori, welcome, and thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. And you're watching The Commander. For those that are new to this show, I'm a contactee from the 60s. I've had positive contact. I've seen probably since the 60s hundreds of what you call UFOs, non-terrestrial craft. I'm also connected with the Astro Command, which are here now, and more coming from off planet. I'm also host of WESU's Cosmic Eye Radio on NPR Pacific Radio, a great radio station, and we have great programming on WESUFM.org. My show is on Sunday mornings, and it's 11:30 to 1 Eastern. I also broadcast it on TikTok, so check it out. And just good to see everybody coming here. One of the things I do find interesting is that the people that are, which are worthless, the people that I'm not voting for at all, because I'm not voting for people that are corrupt on earth, but they don't want to ever talk about on their agenda disclosure, they don't want to talk about that stuff. They don't want to get into the fact that there is stuff happening above us, and these people are running for office, and I'm sure they'll be consulted by the Pentagon of what they say and what they don't say. I am 47 and didn't believe till last winter. I seen one outside my job. Interesting, Ed. That's the way it usually works. Once you see something that you can't explain and it's not from here, that's when you start opening up to a lot of things. Very interesting. It's always good. I'm not voting. Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't understand. If all these people would not vote for people to be in power, then the powers would fall. They're going to fall anyway. Once we get into contact, they're going to eventually fall down, They're going to just fall. Yep. You see, awakened people like starseeds, why would we waste our time putting people in that have been part of the cover-up of the existence of space people for over 70 years? Why would we do that? I mean, I've had people from both sides of the political spectrum come in here and tell us to vote for somebody, and I'm telling them, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Let the cards fall where they may. Why would a space person from another planet vote for somebody to be in power on Earth? That would be against everything I believe in. It really would. And we can all just sit and just watch all these people, who don't represent the planet Earth doing their thing. And then when near the end of 2025 contact happens, it won't matter anyway, because these people are not going to be worth anything anyway. None of them will be. Let's see here. Why do you think they have always kept it from us, Commander? I think the reason is some of them actually genuinely thought that they were protecting us, that we weren't ready for it. But that was a lie too. The people have always been ready for it. We're never told the truth. We were basically programmed since we were kids, since the 50s and 60s, and even the 40s. All the generations were programmed to believe that they couldn't handle it. We can't tell them this. We can't let people here know about the fact that we know things, that there's something going on here that we have no control over. It's like I'm watching a movie, Gazelle. Yeah, it kind of is. We've been deceived long enough, Michelle. And Joseph, right, we are truly ready. All of you are ready. Everybody in this broadcast that are watching this show are ready, and ready indeed. Freddie, how you doing, Freddie? Definitely, we appreciate you, brother. Tiny Granny says, if you don't vote for a change of people, they just keep the ones they have. But understand, every time you vote for somebody to change somebody else, they all end up being the same as the other person. They're all politicians on Earth. We're not here to vote for more politicians. We're here to liberate the planet from the people that are running it. And the only way to do that is to see the organic breakdown of all these governments around the world. Yeah, basically, Cecil, you're right. God is in control. God created the whole multiverse, all the beautiful planets, all the solar systems, all life. Very cool. I've been seeing a lot of ships too. Amazing. I have few videos I filmed with shaking from excitement. Very good, Mazana. That's excellent. Chad says, I got multiple UFOs last night on video, some with a plane. Interesting, Chad. Very cool. See, this is what I mean. This is disclosure. when we're talking on this show and people are saying this, I got this on video, who wants to watch the hearings in Washington about disclosure when the people watching this show are videotaping spaceships? Rachel's have been ready. Hello, everyone. Hey, Sandy. Oh, Ed, you live near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That base has multi-level facilities. They have non-terrestrial spaceships in captivity, and they also have in captivity non-terrestrial beings on certain levels. Let's see. Paved in Time. Have you heard from them on the ship when they're coming and showing themselves? Paved in Time. So I was on April's live the other night before I got on at 11, and I happened to just come in. I think it was Sunday night. Well, that was Sunday night. Yeah, I think it was. And anyway, the command was coming through the rift. They were in the room, and my father saw me. I didn't get some people took a still shot of my father, but it's still not clear. It's not like you're saying me. I got to get a picture of him looking clear as a bell like this so you can see him. So I have the picture, but I'm not going to show it because you really can't. I can't see any details, But he was there, and he says, my father will say to me, he says, I must be patient. That's his response to me is, I must be patient. And so I am. I told him, I invited him to hang out here at the house, and I said, Commander Robar, you're invited to hang out here for a while. If you ever come over here, you can hang out with your son, who's living on Earth in human form in this particular realm. So I invited him here. But he says to me to be patient. And every time I get to talk to him, he'll tell me, be patient. So I know human beings never are always totally patient. I know that. So it's all good. But we will eventually be going on the ship. Not yet, but we're gonna get there. We will get there. Lori says, have you ever heard about space people being connected to blood types? People talk about that, but that really isn't necessary. Your blood type has nothing to do with your connections to your star families at all. It really doesn't matter. When your star families do contact you, it'll be a natural thing. It'll be organic. And it won't matter whether whether you have blue, green, or orange blood. It's just going to happen. Sandy Whitefield says, I was taken up in the 70s when I was about 7 or 8 years old. No one will tell me different. Sandy, I am going to bring you up. I want to hear about that. Sandy Whitehead's going to be this is what I do. Now we're going to, I'm randomly picking guests. So if you're not on being a guest yet, you will. I'm just randomly hearing your stories as you type them. And the way you have to do this is be over 18. No kids on the show, no smoking on the show, no vaping on the show, no drinking, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no politics, and no religion. So I would love to hear, Sandy, your story. I would love to hear that story. You've got something there that I don't want to hear about. I think my audience would love the story. And I'm very good at picking out stories from what I hear in comments. I've got to hear that story. I'm really now like, I got to hear this story from Sandy. It's going to be good. So Sandy, let's see. Can Sandy come up? Yeah. Hey, Marinee. Hey, AZ Sagittarius. I don't think most humans can live without someone being a ruler. Oh, I think that's just what we'll be fine without a ruler. We'll be just fine once we get rid of the rulers of the world. I saw my space family, very beautiful. Manzana, we're going to bring you up too. Oh, the Anunnaki Bodega are with the Ashtar Command, so they are part of the Ashtar Command, so they'll be here. They'll be here. The sooner you go, the better. Well, I hope to go soon. Hello, hey, Starseed. You get to hear his voice. I sometimes do when I'm doing interviews. I can hear voices. Do you have any books? I have books that are out of print from contactees from the 50s and 60s, and those were the first grouping of people that went into like deserts in Arizona and in California, and were picked up on spaceships, and they used to call them Venusians. And they say, "Oh, I went on a Venusian spaceship," but they could have been from any planet. But they were human. They were all human, and they were in spaceships. If you ever study the contactees of the 40s, and I mean the 50s and 60s, a lot of the books are out of print now, but they're worth reading if you can find them. Joseph says, does the Astro Command have a cloaking device to make themselves invisible? And can some see them? Yeah, they do cloak themselves. The ships do. And I believe the individual people of the command can cloak themselves invisibly if they want to. Roxy says, I also have been paralyzed in sleep and then feeling like I'm awake and also see beings in the room. Roxy Diamond. We're going to have to talk to you too. I think we have a really mixed bag of the stories here tonight. Hey, Catherine. I'm just reading people's comments. So, let me see here. The woman who was taken, where is she? Was taken when she was young. Are you still here? There, is it Donna? Who is it? Let me go backwards here. I'm going to go backwards. I got to find that person. Oh, Sandy Whitefield. Sandy Whitefield. I hope she's still here. Sandy Whitefield. She was taken up. I'm trying to bring Sandy Whitefield up. Sandy, are you here? CmdrAleon calling you on Encounters. Calling Sandy Whitefield. Come on up. I hope she's still here. Don't be shy. This will be a great interview if you come up here with us. RN Nurse 73, thank you for the chili. Some hot chili will do me good. It'll keep me awake tonight. Let's see here. I guess Sandy Whitefield disappeared. Everybody ask Sandy Whitefield not to be shy and come on up. Sandy, if you're still here, come on up. Yes, I am near train tracks, Rob. An old train station, and the trains go by like it seems like forever. Richard says, the night my mother died as I was sleeping, I woke up and something tickling me. Sandy might have disappeared. Now, you see what I started, Sandy? I get the whole audience asking you to come on up on the show now. You see what I started? Wait a minute. This is interesting. Holloway. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. I just spilled my apple cider. Hold on, folks. I just spilled some apple cider. I'll be right back. Yeah, we just spilled some apple cider, folks. Sorry about that. Yes, indeed. So now, I've got some apple cider. Almost lost a bunch of apple cider. I will not spill any more apple cider. That's the first time I've spilled apple cider during the show. It will not happen again. So welcome. Okie dokie. I love the trains too. We are back. Just had a little bit of apple cider mishap here, but that's okay. Things happen. Good to have you all with us. Hey, Popper Smith, good evening. I'm going to go to that person who told me about her story a bit here. Well, let's see. Oh, Holloway, there we go. I'm going to bring that person up. Holloway for Life, I think it is. Coming up on Encounters. We'd like to get you up here, and it looks like Holloway's coming up. All right, folks, worldwide, the Encounter Show, number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Holloway for Life, welcome.
What's up, man?
Good to have you with us, man. And where are you located?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, great to have you with us. We have a lot of people in Ohio that watch the show. So tell us about your experience. What happened? I was reading your comments 2 days ago. I had another contact. Tell our audience all over the world what that was like and what's happening.
So 2 days ago, I would just listen to my music again, just a regular night, and I felt something, like I sensed something in front of me, and I looked up. I was shocked. I was shocked because somebody was right there, and it wasn't not nobody I seen before. It was somebody with yellow hair, blue eyes, beautiful skin. She was beautiful. She was smiling at me. Then she disappeared. Yeah,
And has this happened to you before? I mean, and how old are you, by the way?
19 when I told you last time.
The last time, that's right. So, so this was this the first time this particular space person appeared and disappeared?
This is the same space person when I told you
Oh, yeah.
when I had that vivid image when I seen a hill walk past, a hill
Yeah.
like a boot or something, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the second time she's appeared again, correct?
Yes, it was. Yes, yes, it's been confirmed. It's been a Palladium. She's a Palladium.
Yeah. So you must have a connection with the Palladians. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah. About this one, I feel like she's my older sister.
Interesting. And that can very well be. You would know that more instinctively than I would because you're the one having the experience. So do you feel that she's your older sister?
I don't know. I have some Dawson rods. I asked them a couple questions about it. The Dawson rods said, "Yeah, that's my older sister."
You know what? You don't need the dowsing rods. All you need to do is just communicate with her and just forget the dowsing rods. Just go into what I call telepathy.
Yeah.
Learn to use your telepathy. Don't worry about the dowsing rods. You need to just they're telepathic. She's telepathic. You can communicate with her telepathically, man. You don't have to use dowsing rods.
Okay.
You know that. Do you know that?
I was trying to confirm because I was trying to see who she was.
Yeah. Well, she physically appeared in your room, and probably she was able to go back on the spaceship. She probably was able to just come into your space, and I mean that's pretty amazing that they can come in. She might have came in through some sort of an opening or rift or something, and then it just appeared there. I mean, it's pretty amazing. We still haven't figured that all out yet, but my friend April, her parents come off the ship. They open the rift in the room, and they come right into the room from the spaceship. You're having a similar experience with the Palladian woman.
Yeah, the portal I told you about, it was open.
Yeah.
It was open. Yeah.
Did you see the portal that was open? You must have seen it, right?
I didn't see it, but she was not in front of it, like she was right there by the middle of the hallway.
Interesting. So the portal must be in that area, correct?
The portal is by the front door. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So she comes in through the portal through the front door of your house, correct?
Yes.
And then she comes in and then she can walk up or however she wants to do it, she'll just appear in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then when she goes back out, I would suspect she will have to go back out through this portal back to the spaceship.
Yeah, it'd be so fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Holloway's been on my show before, so this is the second time this has happened to you, correct?
Uh, no, this been like if I think about this, like my 13th.
A 13th time.
Mm-hmm. With
So you have
female.
like
Yeah, with
female,
female. Yeah.
but you're having contact with the Palladian females. It's always the same one, or is it different ones?
Different ones.
Really, that's very interesting. So actually, you're having contact with Palladian women that are coming through the front door through a portal. That's actually very, very interesting.
Yeah, it'd be Palladian women, inner earth women, Syrian women, who else? Nordic women. Oh yeah, that was the one that came 5 days ago. Yeah, the Nordic. Yeah.
The Nordic. What did the Nordic woman look? What did she look like?
She was tall. She was tall, blonde hair. She was beautiful, but the tallness that was scary.
Because she was, how tall? How tall are you versus how tall she was?
I was about her stomach.
Mm-hmm. Oh, So she was tall. Would you say she was about like 9 feet tall?
I would say 9 to 10.
9 to 10 feet, which is not unusual because our space family and my family on the off planet, they're taller than I am. They're about 8 or 9 feet tall.
That's nice.
So that's exactly right. So you've not met any, have they ever invited you to go through the portal onto the spaceship, or have you ever asked them?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, here's your second time talking to you. Here's your homework assignment. I want you to be bold enough the next time you have contact one of these with the Palladians or whatever, just let them know. Don't be afraid of it. That I'd like to go on the ship to see your planet. They'll probably take you on. They'll probably take you on board the ship. Your phone won't work on there, but they'll take you off planet, and you can see one of their planets.
Okay.
I would go if I were you.
Yeah.
And you're having direct contact this many times. People there are people in my audience right now are probably envious of you that you're having direct physical contact like this. I would just say, look, I feel like, can I join you? I want to learn about your civilization. Can I go on your ship and see where you're from? And they probably would put you in some sort of a space outfit because of the air we breathe on Earth. I don't know how the air is on their ships, but I would say go for it.
Yeah.
I want you to promise you're going to do that, man.
I will.
You will? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Holloway's been a great guest on my show before, and he's a contactee. And yeah, I want to see what happens here. This is great.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you. Beautiful.
Always,
thank you for the
man.
update.
Always.
Yeah. Holloway for life, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
All right. Holloway for life, Very, very cool. And it's really amazing is his experiences are with these different women from other planets that are human, beautiful women that are coming from other planets to visit him. So, I finally said, he's got to go for it. He's got to go on to meet their civilizations where they're from. And I think that would be really cool, very cool experience. Hey, brother Johnny, how you doing? Everybody out there. Karen Morgan, and it only makes sense since they come to our planet if they would take us to theirs. Yeah. I think certain people are picked for certain reasons. He's a contactee. He's been having contact for 13 different times already. And when I get to talk to contactees, it's not very often, but if you're a contactee, it's just that it's so, and I don't know why the space people are taller than we are. I haven't figured that out. I actually would love to ask that question of one of the tall space people. Iris, Annette, good to see you. Definitely doing good, Johnny. Definitely doing good. I'm all amped up here. I have seen recent sightings in the last 2 days. Roxy Diamond. I'm gonna bring Roxy Diamond up here. Roxy, if you want to tell us about your sightings in the last 2 days, and you're in Portland, Oregon, we'd like to hear your story. We're gonna mix it up here with different stories and different things, people having sightings, contactees. You're watching the #1 spiritual talk show on social media, Encounters Busting the Matrix. Roxy, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're sounding good. So you had a sighting or sightings 2 days ago?
Well, within the past 2 days, I had a sighting. Today, I actually do live in Portland, but my husband is a truck driver, and I travel with him on the road. And we were traveling to where was it? Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, just traveling on the highway. And there was a ship just coming straight on from like up in the sky, had the light, it was flickering like right in front of me, and I was like, oh, I know what that is. And I went to pull my camera out to take a picture, and it immediately turned its light off and immediately changed course and went the other direction.
Really?
Yeah. And then so there was that sighting, and then also this morning, so actually there's three this morning, because I pay attention to the sky just because I've seen things and I have witnessed things and I have been through experiences. And when you look up at the sky, and when you're seeing a cloaked ship when you look at the sky, because you're looking at the stars and you're like,
yeah.
I was like, okay, that looks like a triangle, and it looks like that's a shape of something that is clearly something cloaked. Clearly something cloaked. And stars are a certain color. So they don't blink in the way lights blink.
Right.
And then it
so
was
you know what's cloaked, because you've been doing this for a while, I believe.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while, and several times growing up, and several times through my adult life, because I'm 40 years old, have been in bed sleeping, and seeing the room, looking up at the room, I'm trying to get up. I can't get up. I can't talk. I feel like and in that situation that's happening, I try to get up. I feel like I'm being pressed down. I'm seeing also seeing shadow beings in the room, and then when I try to yell for help, I could hear me trying to yell, but it's more of like, help me. Like you barely hear yourself, because somehow they're distorting your voice in some way and paralyzing you, because they have that ability to do that. This has happened several times, and then I would feel like I would be moving around and feel like I would fall off the bed. But then when that would happen, I would still be laying on my bed, didn't fall off the bed or anything. And but I have seen actual what they look like, and they
you know about what the ETs look like that you're seeing. I mean, that you're visiting you or whatever.
Yes, exactly. And go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what do some of them look like? Can you explain that for my worldwide audience? What some of them look like? Hey, Kit Kat.
They remind me of what a samurai would look like, if that makes any sense. Where they're saying it's all over online about the Anunnaki. They remind me of the Anunnaki.
Okay, so they're human, correct? They're tall human?
Yes.
Okay, so when you see them, are they coming? Do you feel that they're positive? Why are they interacting with you?
So I feel like they're positive, and then also they've actually one time they actually had a short conversation with me that I could remember, and same with the last person you just talked to. And I didn't do it because I was kind of scared, because I didn't know how to feel. But they asked me if I wanted to come to their planet, And
Really?
I said, I'm really not sure about that. And I said, I don't know if I go, I may not come back. And they said, no, we bring you back.
They
And
bring
I
you
said,
back? Yeah, they do.
well, and I said, I was a little too scared to do that. And
When did that
so,
happen? When, Roxy, when did that happen to you?
last
How long
week,
ago? Last week. Man, I'm telling you, you're one of the things as a talk show host and being an experiencer and being a contactee since the '60s, and have a lot of knowledge with the Ashtar Command where I come from off planet. The next time they ask you to go with them and they're going to take you back, say, okay, let's go to your planet. I'd like to learn about how people live. Go on the ship, go on the trip, come back and tell us the story. You got to go for it. Not everybody gets that opportunity, and they're not the Zeta and they're not the Reptilians. If they are, if they're talking to you in a positive conversation, don't be afraid of that. Just ask them. You can ask them certain things like, "Are you Christed space people? Do you believe in
yeah.
the Christ consciousness?" And have a conversation a little bit before you
Oh, and I
go.
got a question for you too, because I saw
Yeah,
this one person's comment, Morse code, and it's kind of funny that they're saying I've had sleep paralysis. Now, my thing is, I want to mention to this person is that you may think it's sleep paralysis, but it may not be. So you
yeah,
might want to really pay attention to that. I'm
hmm
saying this very lightly because this is not my show. Uh,
right, right.
you really just might want to look into some things before you really think that it's sleep paralysis, because 9 times out of 10 it's probably not.
Yeah, no, it could be feeling that way, but if you have, like, let's say you had negative ETs, and they said, I'm having sleep paralysis, but I see these Zeta or reptilians around my bed, they are controlling whether you can move or not. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's not so much a paralysis; it's they're preventing you from physically moving. I've interviewed abductees that have had what you're talking about. Now, granted, there might be some people that are having sleep paralysis, and by talking about their story, I would know in 2 seconds. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
being forced down from getting up from a couch or a bed, and you see these beings around you, that's not good. In your case, you're having these samurai type space people, and they invited you. Now, were they talking telepathically to you, or were they talking verbally?
Believe it or not, they were actually talking verbally,
They were.
but they were actually talking really slow, because I think it took a lot of I think it took a lot for them to actually talk in the English
Yeah,
word.
yeah. They're better off communicating conscious to conscious telepathy. That's their
But
natural way
I
of
also,
communicating.
but see, this is all been coming up from, uh, this has all been coming up ever since I was growing up, because there was, when I was a teenager, about 11, yeah, about 11 years old, and I heard a strange sound over my house where I was living with my father, and me and my brother walked outside, and there was literally a ship hovering over our house,
Wow.
literally like, I don't know, I would say a good 200 feet up in the air,
Oh
just
my God.
hovering right over the house. And it was just, I saw the white light underneath, the big white light that you see in most of these, and it was
Yeah.
just, and it had a slight little hum, and my brother wasn't. It seemed like he was distracted. Like they didn't want him to see, so he was looking, or they were like controlling his mind in some weird way, which is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And when I was trying to tell him, "Hey, look, like look," because I was trying to get his attention to look up, and as soon as he actually kind of went like, "What? Look at what?" He went to look
Yeah.
up and like woof, went up in the air and disappeared.
Oh wow.
So
That's great.
I don't think he was meant to see them.
Yeah.
And I feel like they were also controlling that.
Yeah. I think they do control who they want to see. If they don't think, maybe they don't think they're ready for it. Who knows what they're thinking? But it could be a variety of things, like you
Oh,
said.
yeah. And I
You
was
know.
going to ask you a question, but you have a lot of people you were talking to. What is your take on? Uh, what is your take on what a lot of the multimedia sites are talking about, this 3 week thing? Do you think something's happening in 3 weeks?
Oh, you mean with the Yamada spaceships coming to Earth?
Yeah. Do you think that's something that's happening, like they say, in 3 weeks, or you
I
think it might be a small event, or?
Well, I want to say something now regarding that. I There are spaceships already coming to Earth already. They've been coming since this whole year of 2024, and even before that, there have been ships coming. But there are ships constantly coming now. What When I asked the A app a few weeks ago, I did a recording and I posted it on my here on TikTok, and the app said to me that the James Webb Telescope has stated there's an armada of spaceships coming to Earth, and I taped it, I put it on my TikTok here, and I let people just think whatever they want about it. I don't, hey, it did something unusual. It doesn't usually do that. It will say I don't understand, I don't know that one. That's what it says, but it said something that it doesn't say, which it said, now there are ships already coming to Earth that are coming from all over the universe right now.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know why it would suspect, it would say, oh, there's an armada of ships coming to Earth. Some of the people asked the app a different question and it said there's two cubes coming to Earth. Now, are the two cubes coming to Earth or is there an armada of spaceships coming to Earth? So, depending how people were questioning that app, it was giving them different answers.
Yeah.
So, all I know is that people have to just realize there are many, many spaceships coming to Earth constantly now. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 weeks or next year, they're already here. They're basically already here. The Ashtar Command ships, which I'm part of, I am from the Ashtar Command Consciousness. They're already here. Our Ashtar Command people and their ships are all over the world. They're in our oceans. They're already here. So I'm going to
Yeah.
be very curious to see in 3 weeks what supposedly this thing is that's coming to Earth. Because in truth, really, nobody knows until it gets here. You know?
Well, I remember hearing somebody saying, I think it was the James Webb's telescope or something, and what they were saying was something was in a different, direction
Right,
it was going, and then it changed direction towards Earth, and
right,
then it slowed down and sped up. I'm like, well, first of all, that isn't an asteroid, and that isn't a damn satellite, and that isn't some just space debris.
right.
So obviously, that, I mean, that
Yeah,
that
it's not.
that,
I
that
mean,
obviously
first of all,
obviously there's something, and then yeah, what was it, the other day before yesterday, where it was, we were driving, we were near Las Vegas, actually. Obviously Las Vegas, probably a really high encounter area.
yeah, it
uh
is.
and we were driving, and there he saw this silver object in the sky, and it was like partly cloudy, middle of the day, middle of the afternoon. He was like, "Hey, do you see that?" And when I went to look and I went to fixate my eyes on it, and I kind of saw the silver ovalish shape, and disappeared. So I think
Yeah,
he was meant to see it and I wasn't. So maybe it was
yeah.
somebody for him. Do you believe it was somebody for him and not me?
It could be. When I went many years ago, about maybe 15, 17 years ago, I was working for a company. We did trade shows. And I was coming back from LA, and I had a red eye flight. So the red eye flight stopped in Las Vegas at the airport. We get to go
Hmm.
out to the airport. It's late at night. It's after midnight. They have a store, like a store there, and they have these slot machines in a little area. It looked like a 1950s scene out of a movie, and people were sitting there, and they looked like, this is really strange to me. What these people look really weird. I think one was smoking a cigarette. I don't know if they were able to smoke there. Then I see the gift shop had everything that had to do with ETs and T-shirts. It's the airport, and I felt this is strange. And then I get on my flight to go back to New England, and it was a red eye flight. So on a red eye flight, that's the thing. Before we got to the airport, I was looking out the window and I saw spaceships looking over towards the mountains. There were like three or four of them moving, and they weren't jets or planes or anything conventional. They were away from Las Vegas, and they were flying. And I saw these spaceships about 17 years ago. I
Oh,
never
wow.
told that story, but when you mentioned Las Vegas, I just remembered it.
Okay.
And then I asked the airline pilot, I asked the waitress, not the waitresses, the stewardesses on the jet. I said, "Did you see the the spaceships that were outside the window just now,
Yeah.
they didn't say a word. I said, I just saw something I think you should know about. They said nothing.
So what is your
Absolutely
take?
nothing.
What is your take on? It's another question, just because we all know it's been on TikTok and everywhere was talking about it on TikTok, but it wasn't on the news. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
With that crash in DC.
Oh, I know what happened.
Now, people saying like, because the things I saw were there was a bunch of like Capitol Police in this area.
Right.
That was the only thing I heard, but it was never on the news. I'm like,
Yeah.
but why wasn't it on the news?
Right.
Because it's a little bit of a top secret thing that happened.
Well, I know what happened. If you know my friends with Fury's 1111, she's been off planet up in Vermont over 100 plus times. She and there's four Kit Kat in here and Johnny and Chesno. We're part of a group of 5, and she knows what happened. She was on the spaceship that was there when that was a spaceship that went down. It wasn't a good one. It was a bad one. It didn't crash in DC. It was outside of the city limits. It was outside, away from the city. It did crash, and the government came in with black unmarked cars, and they cleaned up the mess, so to speak. They cleaned up the mess. I know what happened.
Of course, I was going to say, yeah, of course they did.
Yeah, they cleaned it up. And I'll tell you a little bit more that some of you don't know about. The beings that were in that ship initially were reptilians. The reptilians had a device that they got away with, and they had 2 devices. One was just one they used in the Indian Ocean. That's a whole other story against space people that were down in the depths of the ocean. There's about several space cities of positive space people in the oceans of our planet. This weapon was used, and it did a lot of destruction when it was used, and the Astro Command has been for weeks replenishing that area and bringing it back to where it was. These reptilians got away with one of these technologies, and our secret government knows about it because they've been working with these reptilians, and they wouldn't give up the weapon when the Astro Command confronted them. They refused to give up the weapon. They were transporting this weapon, and so the command had to do something about it, because if it was allowed to be freely taken, it would have been used on our planet against our planet. And these were reptilians. Okay. So essentially what happened is, for people that don't know, all these people over social media wondering what happened to that thing that crashed in DC. It didn't crash in DC. It was outside the parameters of DC, and it was a Palladian ship.
Oh, I got one more story too.
It was destroyed. The ship was destroyed. I don't know if the Palladians, what happened to them, but they're not here.
So I got one more story, and then I'll let you probably get to somebody else. I'm pretty sure there's other people still in here that would like to tell their story. But this was back in 2013. I was in Crescent City, California at the time, and I had saw this weird, strange light way up in the sky, and how it was traveling, and it was, zigzagging across the sky. And I'm like, hey, well, that's not a plane, and that's not a helicopter, and that's not a jet. And it started flickering in different colors, and I was trying to figure out what it was. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try if I can just take a quick picture of it. The weirdest thing, never seen this ever, and I think because I think they disabled my camera in some weird way. But anyway, when I took a picture of it, and then when I went to look at the actual photo, it wasn't the photo of the sky. It literally looked like if you were at some kind of laser light show. The whole picture was nothing but distorted little laser lights in the picture. The picture wasn't even there, but that picture, but those colors were.
Yeah.
So I had a feeling that the ship did not want to be photographed, and they were jamming my camera.
Oh yeah, they can do that. And even if they don't want to jam your camera, the energy from the vibrational pattern of the ship can affect how much the picture is grainy, whether it's a clear photo or a video. Their
Mm-hmm.
energy from the ships, it's not intentional. It's just that the energy does affect our cameras.
I just forgot about that story until just now, and I thought that would be an interesting thing to, to bring up to you and the audience here.
Yeah,
And
no,
but
absolutely,
I just wanted to make sure
absolutely.
I wanted to tell my story. And yes, I will. I promise you that when they come again, I will tell them that I would like to go to their planet and then see what kind of things I can see and
Yeah,
see if I can have some more intel for
yeah,
you and everyone else because this has been happening to me for I've lost track of how many times that this being taken up there and I've lost track of how many times that's actually
yeah,
happened.
and that's okay. You seem to have regular contact with them, so I would say in the next 2 weeks, when you do have contact again, or 3 weeks, just to ask the simple questions. How do they feel? Are they Christed beings of light? And do they, a few questions say, I know you invited me the last time to go on your ship to your planet. I'm ready to go now.
Okay.
All right, that sounds like I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited for you, Holloway. For him with the Palladians and the other space people. So you're both gonna have some beautiful things to share if you go with them to their planets. You'll
Oh
be
yeah, I'm
coming
definitely
back
gonna
with a
do
wealth
that,
of
and
knowledge.
definitely gonna do that, and I can't wait to share my story with you and everybody else. And um, it was kind of funny how I kind of came across your profile the other day. I was kind of scrolling, and I had listened to some whatever last video you were talking, and
Right, right.
I listened to the whole video, and I was like, okay, I need to add this. I feel like I felt a very strong energy with you,
Oh,
and
thank you.
obviously there's reasons for that, and we both know what those are.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, that's why I added you. And then well, to believe it or not, the first video live that came on my TikTok when I opened up my phone was yours.
Really, that's interesting.
So
It never ceases
there
to
has to be
amaze me.
some reason for that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
obviously I'm connected with them. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's at some
yeah,
Anunnaki. It's what I'm really thinking, and
yeah.
and also too, and it's part of because we all know. I'm pretty sure you know that the native people of the world, they probably have a lot of wonderful stories to tell you
Oh
about.
yeah. Of course they do.
Because I am also Native American. My mom was full-blooded Native American, and lived on the reservation, and she has told me some stories,
Oh yeah.
about things at night and things she's seen, and the ancestors coming down and telling them things, and I believe they're all connected in some way.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the Hopi elders, the spiritual elders, they know about the space people, the star nations. They know. They all know.
Yeah. But I will let you get. I'll get off here and let you get
Okay,
somebody else
Roxy.
up here. Thank you for letting me share, and I will. I will definitely get back with you. Hopefully next time you're live, or I can send you a message and let you know. Hey, let me know when you come live if I don't see you, and then I will let you know my experience.
All right, and we're on at 11 Eastern. That's 10 Central, and that's 9. I guess 9 Mountain Time and 8 o'clock West Coast. So yeah, at always on most nights I might take
Oh,
a night off, but
I see all your thank yous. No problem, guys. I'm very happy to share.
hey, thank you very much, Roxy. You've been great. Thank you again, and I look forward to your updates when you go off planet and with the Anunnaki.
All right, I will. No problem. Thank you.
All right, this has been a contact kind of night discussion. This is kind of nice. We're always talking about abductions, and we're now talking to people that are having real contactee experiences. And this is the thing, and I always say this to be true. There are many viewers out here around the world who are finding this show for the first time that are contactees. If you don't know what a contactee is, exactly what Roxy is, Holloway is. They are contactees. They're being visited physically by space people. Physically, they're not being visited by Zeta or reptilians. This is the other side of the coin. These are the beautiful experiences that are occurring with people, and there are many of you out there that might be the same, having contact. So who else out there is having contact? Sherry says, I was not scared. I'm interested in what Sherry says she was not scared of. Mananza, I want to bring you up because I know you had a contactee experience. I'm going to bring you up right now. And if you want to go on your camera, Mananza, I think you can go on camera. Let me see
Hi,
here.
Commander. I
Hello.
It's night here and I look like I
Oh, I
just
don't.
rolled out of bed.
Oh, that's good. You know what? That's the best thing. You don't have to look like an actress to come on the show. You can have your hair all messed up and still be good.
Oh my gosh, no. I just wanted to say I love your show. I've been watching for a long time. And the first time I came across your show real quick, you were doing this healing thing and I suffer from migraines and it helped me a lot. And I haven't had one of those ugly migraines in a long time.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to let you know
No, thank
and
you.
tell
Now,
you.
now you've also had you've had contact too, correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's kind of weird. About February, I had a dream. It's kind of like I was awake and I was asleep, and I seen three faces. I'm trying to figure out what, star family they are. But it was three white faces. It was only their face, and it was they all looked they looked the same, but I felt like two males and one female. And I was just wowed watching them. I was admiring them, and I felt like they were my family. And I knew that if I talked to them, they would talk back, but I was just so wowed, and I just regret not talking to them.
Yeah.
So after that, about, I would say a month now, it's been a month. I've been seeing these spaceships.
Oh wow.
And one day I was just in bed and something told me to go outside, and I went outside and there was two owls singing to the moon, and I said, "Oh, let me record that. That's beautiful." I'm always taking pictures of, the sky and everything. And all of a sudden this little orb came out and it zigzagged, and I was like, "Oh my God." I can't believe what I'm seeing. So ever since then, I just been taking pictures of, spaceships, and I seen a door open and a spaceship come out. And I didn't get that one because I was just like, when you're shaking, you're so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been quite a ride. I love it.
And then, how do you feel about when you see the spaceships, which is phenomenal? How do you feel about the beings that are the space beings that are in that ship? What do you feel like energetically when people see spaceships? They tell me, Commander, I've seen three spaceships last night. How do you feel? Do you feel a positive vibe coming from it, or do you feel what's your feelings?
It's so positive. It's not scary. I get excited. For some reason, I think that they're there for me to see them because I'm in wow. I'm like, I can't believe it. Others are not
Right.
watching them because
That's
it's
right.
so big, and it looks like a star, but it's really not a star.
Yeah.
Like it changes shapes.
Hmm.
One of them changed colors, and it's kind of like I'm wowed. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, you're doing pretty good. So it seems like you're having some positive contact. I think you're going to have more increased contact. You know how to deal with this now that you're seeing the spaceships. And let me see. So again, let's not. I have a problem when people call everything fallen angels. That's a terminology on the internet that I don't like. There are beings that are lower vibe, and there are space spiritual people that are cosmically Christed beings. So for those using fallen angels, do you know the difference between lower vibe ETs and spiritual beings of light that are from all over the universe? How many of those people understand that? So when you're going to use the word fallen, and I understand there are people saying fallen angel, but do you understand what the differences are between lower vibrational ETs and higher vibrational ETs? If you don't, the commander can explain it to you, because there's, again, when you're talking about, one can say, well, fallen angels, or you can say lower vibrational ETs. But if someone is a good space person and is a spiritual Christed being from another planet, they're not falling for anything. They're there to assist you. They're there to help you. So, yeah, people need to know
Yeah.
the differences. You can't just, it's easy for a person to project and say, oh, that's a fallen angel. That's a quick response. How do you know it's a fallen angel? And what, and when you're saying fallen angel, who are you referring that comment to? Do we ever take a deep breath and say, wait a minute, I just said something. Wait a minute, what am I saying? I think we have to
Yeah.
breathe deeply, take a little, sit back, throw our religious dogma out the window, and understand that the cosmic world is way different than the religious world. So James says they flee in the name of Jesus Christ. Who flees in the name of Jesus Christ, James? I'm a Christed being of light. I come with the Astral Command. They're Christed beings of light. Who flees in the name of Jesus Christ? Are you talking about lower vibrational beings, James? Do you know what a lower vibrational ET is? Those are non-Christed beings. If you're talking about, okay, so you do. Okay. So James, you know that the spirit, okay, good. I just wanted to get a clarification so people understand you. I think we're going to be on the same level here. So I too understand that lower vibrational ETs don't like the name Christ. They don't. They don't like anyone who's Christed. They don't. But the space people that are of love and light, my parents, they're all Christed beings of light from other planets. They're beautiful. I live in Roswell. Oh, by the way, James, I hope you're all right. Roswell, New Mexico, I think Roswell got flooded. I think didn't Roswell get flooded by some rainstorm or something? I bet you all that rain probably lifted up some of those spaceships that crashed in Roswell in the desert. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay out there. Now, I was seeing the videos a few times. You guys got flooded. That was really terrible out there. So we hope you're doing good. So James lives in Roswell, New Mexico, the home of the Roswell crash in 1947 on Roswell's ranch, where the spaceship crashed, and the government came in and cleaned up all the wreckage, supposedly did anyway, right? So you're in a hotbed area, James. I'm sure there are still UFO sightings in Roswell, that go on over the years. So, Renette, it's good to have you on here talking about your stuff.
Thank you
And I
so
just want,
much, Commander. I just thought that I'd share my story with you, but I'm still
yeah,
trying to figure out what family they are, so
you
I'll
have
keep
to
on
ask them.
looking.
All you have to do is ask them through like tonight, when you go to sleep, just say, I'd like to know where you're from, what planet you're from. Can we communicate telepathically? I think you can start having a conversation with them.
Will do. Thank you so
All right.
much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yep, I appreciate you too. That's your cosmic assignment for tonight.
Will do. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye,
See, the
everyone.
commander I give my guests cosmic assignments depending who I'm interviewing, based on what I hear. So yeah, I'm gonna let you down.
Thank you. Bye.
You take care. Let me see here. Okay, and again, we're also all my shows are on Astro Command Spaceship News on my YouTube channel. The show I have one show I'm behind, and maybe one or two. I think it's one that I'll have on there tonight at some point. Okay, let's see here. So for all the people around the world, you're watching Encounters. Hey, thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much for the gifts. You're watching Encounters, and I am your host, CmdrAleon, of the #1 worldwide spiritual UFO talk show on planet Earth, guaranteed to keep you awake. If you're not awake, you're asleep. See the two ways: you're awake or. Hey, Christy, good to see you. Welcome back. It was nice talking to you and showing your video the other night. And I am in touch with people on here on TikTok that are videotaping really interesting things right now. Hey, Loretta, good to see you, everybody. Hey, Mercury Man up in Vermont, good to see you, brother. What's so exciting is, you know what I find exciting? Not the elections that are coming up in this crazy world. I feel excited more about what I see in the skies above me, what you're seeing in the skies above you. I feel more excited about getting my cell phone out, going out in the field somewhere, sitting down and looking at the sky, meditating and saying, okay, my space friends, come on here and let me take some video. You know, on November 5th, if you're in the United States, spend your time out at the water, on a mountaintop, in a field, on a clear night. Make sure you're not freezing, and get together with some friends and focus on meditation and contact with space people. So on November 5th, if you're in the United States, get out and get into the field with your cameras and look for and contact your space family. November 5th, 2024 on planet Earth. This has been a public service announcement of CmdrAleon. Hey, Edie, good to see you. You know, I'm amped up tonight. I am totally amped up here. Oh, yeah, November 1st is good too. Aren't you fearful of the election? Why should I be fearful of the election? You know, when it really comes down to it, when you're a space person, I have no fear. I never have any fear. Let the walls of the planet Earth power structure fall where they need to crumble. And as they crumble, we will try to make good. Roxy, good. See, what we can all do now is focus, almost 400 people in here, we can focus on not voting for anybody around the planet to run any country anywhere on the planet. No more people running the planet. No, we're done with that. That was the old Earth. The new Earth is nobody runs the planet. Nobody tells us what to do on the planet. And we now are free of the 3D world. You see, to be free of the 3D world, it means not electing people that say they're going to help you be better. They're going to make things better for you. Yes, they're going to make you pay less. Or they're going to let you pay more for this. Or they're going to take this from you or that from you. No. See, the thing is, on this planet, we've been bamboozled into believing, I use the word bamboozled, is that legal? We've been bamboozled into believing on planet Earth that we have to give everything to these people, and they will give us everything we need, when in fact, all they're giving us is nothing. Nothing whatsoever, brothers and sisters. You're hearing it first here before November 5th. Nothing is being given to you. Just a bunch of hoopla, a bunch of words that are meaningless. All we need to do is focus on meditation, cosmic enlightenment, and making contact with our space people. That's more important than any election in Russia, here, China. Who cares? You know, I don't care about them. I'm not going to bother with them, so they don't have to bother with me. You know, I'm not going to sit around a table with caviar or $500 drinks. Who cares? Really? You know, and all these political people say, you start people, you light workers, you people that are into all this stuff, you're not voting? Yeah, we're not voting because you folks are liars. That's why we're not voting, because we're awakened people from other planets. We're starseed, we're contactees, we're people that know what's happening because we watch the commander. That's how come we know. And we're awake. And we know a good show when we see one. Right? That's right. You got it. You know it. You know, I don't have to do anything. Right on, Mish Mish. You know, you're never going to see those two people that are running for office go up to us and say, you know, Commander, you need to endorse one of the candidates, Commander, on your show Encounters. That would be a good thing for you to do, because we really do believe disclosure should happen. And if you elect us, we promise you that we'll make it happen. Yeah, right. You're going to make it happen? You're not going to make anything happen. But Commander, you don't understand. You have to. You're not making anything happen. But Commander, you got to get all your people all around the country get together and do this. No, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is have people be free, bust the matrix, and make contact in 2026 with our space family. That's the only thing I need to do. You know what? I probably would be good in a Hollywood movie. My movie would be called Bust the Matrix with CmdrAleon and a few other people. Yep. So I'm voting on November 5th. I'm going to put my vote in for Bust the Matrix. You know what? I just decided that's exactly what I'm going to do. When everybody doesn't vote for a candidate, I think we have the ability to vote in our own candidate. So here's the candidate for November 5th for everybody. I want this to go viral. We're going to vote for Bust the Matrix. Bust the Matrix has no wanting to be a leader. Bust the Matrix just wants to be there. So let's all Bust the Matrix on November 5th if you're in the United States. Go into the voting booth and vote for Bust the Matrix. I just thought of this now. I can't believe this. Where was this great idea all this time? Bust the Matrix is the idea. Is everybody going to write in Bust the Matrix? I want everybody to write in Bust the Matrix. This is going to go viral. Bust the Matrix. There's a guy on TikTok named CmdRAleon. He just told everybody to vote for Bust the Matrix. Yeah, I'm registered to vote, so I'm going to bust the Matrix. Bust the Matrix, I can really relate to Bust the Matrix. Bust the Matrix never gives me the wrong way to go. Bust the Matrix always has me going the right way. Bust the Matrix wants me to be free. Bust the Matrix wants me to have contact with our space people. Bust the Matrix is for all of us. I love Bust the Matrix. And Bust the Matrix doesn't even want to be in power in the White House. Bust the Matrix just wants everyone to be free. That's my kind of candidate, Bust the Matrix. We're going to bust it up. Man, I'm amped up here tonight. Watch out. I could get myself in trouble here. Watch out, planet Earth. Bonnie, thank you. I am really into that now. I am so happy about this. I think it's Tammy. Yeah, Tammy. Let me see here. We're going to bring Tammy up. This is Encounters, your number one spiritual UFO talk show. And we are here to bust the matrix and have direct contact with our space family. Tammy, how you doing, Tammy?
I'm good. I just smoked. I just wanted to share my experience and my idea on aliens.
Okay. Oh, so aliens don't exist, but
you don't think they exist?
Well,
what?
I'll explain. I'm going to explain something to you. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So when I say, you'll understand in a minute when I say aliens don't exist, then you say, oh, now I understand. Aliens are a made-up term by the media. What does exist are space beings, space people, non-terrestrial beings, angelic beings. So those are what people have called aliens. Aliens don't exist. But you see where I'm going? Space beings do exist on other planets. People from other planets do exist. Space beings do exist. Aliens is just a media term that was started many, many years ago, and it was just an Earth term that we created. Even scientists created, space scientists created it. It's not real. But space people are real. You see where I'm going?
Yes. Can I share my theory?
Yeah,
Okay, so I think I'm going to call them space people. So I think, okay, so we know that the military has dealt with UAPs, and we know that they usually outrun the military aircrafts and whatnot. And it's because they don't have a propulsion system. I think I'm saying that word wrong. And what that means is, you know how I'm trying to break it down. You know how when you have a train, you need fuel in order to make the train move. Aliens, sorry, not aliens, space people don't have a propulsion system for their UAPs or crafts because they have advanced in technology so much that they don't need it. So they have the ability to bend and shape matter and
that's right.
much go back and forth in time and shape the technology they have it to shape matter. And here's another thing I think. The reason why they go around the military bases isn't because, I necessarily think that they're abducting people. It's because we now have the capability that can actually harm space people, because nukes have the ability to split atoms and manipulate energy. And that is something that can disrupt their technology. So they're essentially watching us humans to make sure. They're like, dang, they're already polluting their ocean and they've already dropped these nukes on other people. We need to make sure that they're, not doing anything too crazy. So let's keep an eye on them, because it would be like if we dropped an air fryer and gave it to a Victorian child. Like, we have yet to fully understand the ramifications of the technology that we have. And because of that, they're watching us to see, what are we going to do with this capability? Because we have used it before. And are we willing to use it on them? So I do think space people are real. They have the technology to be able to bend and shape matter, which would also insinuate that time is not, A to B, it's linear, meaning that there can be multiple dimensions all at the same time.
Absolutely.
And because we have just now, in their eyes, have this new technology where we can essentially hurt them or disrupt their ability to travel within space at the minimum, now they got to keep an eye on us. So that's my theory of why they spend UAPs are particularly seen around military bases, because, that's what I think.
Well, you're right on the money. So here's some stuff. So, the Air Force, the Pentagon, changed the name of UFOs to UAPs. 1940s, when Roswell happened, the newspaper called it a flying saucer crashed at Roswell's farm, and it was a source of spaceship. They called it a spaceship. Then they covered it up in 1947. That's when all the cover-up began. Then they started changing it to everything was a UFO. Then only recently, in the last few years, now a UAP. Who cares what it's a UAP or UFO or whatever? It's a spaceship. So I always say it the way it is. So you're right on the money. The other reason that the space people are here now, because they do want to come back to Earth and make contact with our population. It's time. I work off planet. I'm a contactee from the 60s, and I work with the Ashtar Command, which are our space people from many different planetary worlds of light. They're taller than we are. They're men and women like you and me. They're very spiritual, loving people. They have children on their own planets, but their planets live in pristine conditions. They live in peace. They're vegetarians. They don't have the things we have here. The reason why you're seeing an increase, an influx of UFO activity that's being recorded, because we're getting into a position where in 2026 there's going to be a massive contact with the people of this planet, which I know about. I'm part of a group of 5 that are going to be going off planet next year and coming back. We go off for an hour, come back. It'll be a physical thing, manifestation. And I'm telepathic, so I communicate with my father. I am a telepathic communicator. I'm a starseed. You know what a starseed is?
No.
A starseed is someone who came here from off planet to do a mission on Earth. We have human parents here, but we also have human parents that are on a spaceship, and we volunteered to come here. So we come here, we're born here. Our consciousness is from our space body, which is in stasis. Stasis means that our body's alive on another ship. When we come back to the ship, we have a choice to go back into our space body, or we have the ability to stay here and enjoy the human experience once contact happens. A lot of things are happening. If you keep watching, I know you're pretty new to this show. You watch this show and watch my friend Friends with Fairies do her live Friends with Fairies 11/11 when she's on. You're going to learn a lot about what's going to happen in the next year. There's a lot of stuff going down. A lot of stuff.
I think that not aliens. See, I'm going to get canceled. I think that when space people, they go past Earth, I think they lock their spacecraft windows, because they're just like, look at that ghetto-ness. Like, Earth stank. They coughing on each other. They polluting their ocean. They fighting over land. And I also think maybe like they collect us, not only to study us, but maybe they collect us maybe as like pets. And I think Americans are probably the pit bulls.
Let me stop you there for a minute. So I've been around this topic many moons. They're not looking. Space people are not looking at us as pets. I don't know where that perception comes from. There's a lot of beautiful things on our planet, as well as there's a lot of things that aren't so beautiful. But the beautiful things do exist too. And just like there's there could be a negative person across the street yelling and screaming, there could be another person on the other side of the street who's just enjoying their life and they're happy. So we can't lump this all into like they're stopping here looking at us like we're a bunch of, they're tourists looking at a bunch of people blowing up the planet. That's not the way they think. Once you start learning more about the different types of space people, you're going to learn that there are spiritual beings of light from other planets that are here to help us. They're not looking at us this way. There are lower vibrational ETs, Zeta, reptilians, that have over 70 years with our government's blessing abducted human beings, which is against universal law. So I'm teaching you a few things here because I've been in this thing a lot of years. And I've been in contact with you when I was in the 60s. As a kid, I saw the space people. I looked out my window, there's a spaceship, and they were looking at me, and men and women with light blue outfits. These are beautiful people. They'll just look like you and me. They're here to help our planet. And there are people on our planet that are starseed like myself, and there are people in my audience that are here to help our planet, So there's a lot you need to learn. I know you're young. There's a lot you need to learn. I've been on this mission many years. I'm glad you're here. But if you listen long enough on here, you're going to learn a lot of things about what's really happening.
Do you think that there's any credibility to what Bob Lazar was saying? Because I do, only because the way that he articulates how data and research is compartmentalized based off of clearance and need to know. For those of you who don't know, Bob Lazar was a guy who he is a scientist, and he says that he worked in a section close to Area 51, where he signed a bunch of NDAs and classified documents and worked under the government, where they were able to examine parts of a spacecraft the correct terminology?
Yeah, they're actually, they would be considered spaceships.
A spaceship?
It's reverse engineered technology. Area 51, I'm very familiar with that. Wright-Patterson Air Force. I know a lot of things about what's happening, and I can tell you, don't put all your things into Bob Lazar. He does have a lot of information, but this goes beyond Bob Lazar, people. It's about contact. Bob Lazar and all these people that have been involved in these programs, they know what's happening. But I'm telling you right now, we're getting ready for some major events here on this planet that people have never experienced before. And I'm going to tell you right here on the show, if you're not aware of what's happening or you don't believe it's happening, because I'm so amped up tonight, you got to understand something. This planet is in for a big shakeup. Whether you're ready or not for it, whether you're young or old, it doesn't matter to me. You better get yourself ready and educated on a cosmic level. And that means meditation, going within, learning as much as you can. Don't get so focused on one or the other person or in these UFO lectures that they have at these conferences, all these experts that know what they're talking about. Even those folks, many of them know that there's something happening, right? Many of them know this. In terms of reptilians, now, a majority of the reptilians are not good. There might be some in their planetary systems that are good. Oh, she left. Okay. Thanks for coming on. But there's a lot going on here, and people need to be ready. I have people on guests earlier tonight, contactees, one with the Pleiadians, another one with the Anunnaki. Everyone's having different experiences. Some people, like this young lady, she's very interested in the subject. I think she's going to learn a lot about what's happening. And she has to understand that they're not looking at us. The space people aren't looking and stopping at the planet, off planet, and saying, oh, look at those Earth people. They're messing it up. When you start understanding the dynamics of what's happening here on our planet and our universe and our solar system and galaxies, there's so many good things happening here that are going to be happening. But there's a lot of things that have to be cleared up. We have messed our planet up big time. We have. I'll tell you that right now. I've been through the Cold War growing up in the 60s. I know what that felt like as a human being. I know what it felt like. We're always on edge that this planet was going to be destroyed because there would be these big countries getting all angry about nothing using nuclear weapons. And that's when the space people came. When we used the hydrogen bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the space people came here because we were causing problems in the universe. The radiation reverberated beyond Earth. Many of you probably didn't know that, but it's true. All right, so they're here to come back. Many of us are connected with them in human form. We're human beings. I bet you out of almost 400 people here, there's a good number of you that are starseed. You'll say, oh, Commander, I'm a starseed. You know that to be true. And everything I'm telling you here is fact. Now, if you tell me where did I get my facts from, I don't have to go to any website and study history. I don't have to do that at all. I wouldn't cloud my mind with anything another human being says on a website. It's from their perspective, their opinion, their viewpoint, their energy. Everything I know, I get from off planet. Everything I am is from off planet. My human experiences are from on planet. My cosmic understandings are from off planet. You know? And it's just a matter of taking the time to listen and learn, you know? And I know that young lady wants to learn. She's very interested in all this. I appreciate her. I appreciate her coming up here. She was a great guest. And this is the kind of thing we need to do. We need to have people like that. You know, I can educate people like that because she's younger than I am. And I've been around the block a few times, you know? And it's the younger people that are going to live on the new earth. It's the younger people that, like her, are going to be living on a planet that's going to be beautiful. Even though it doesn't seem beautiful, it's going to be. And there's a lot of beautiful places on our planet. We look at the destruction, but you know, you can go in New England to places in New England and go into a hike in the woods or go near a lake, you know, commune with nature. There's a lot of beautiful things about Earth, but there's a lot of things that need to change. And that means there'll be no more wars on the planet. That means that when contact happens, there'll never be another nuclear war or nuclear bombs or people hurting each other. This is where we're going, brothers and sisters. This is where we're going. Man, I can't believe how amped up I am right now. You know, we need to realize these things. You know? Hey, Catherine, beautiful. Beautiful, Catherine. You know, now you hear me speaking right now the way I'm speaking, I'm just like, all this energy, all this information I've got right here. I'm just speaking it out. I don't care. You know, make some notes if you need to. Yeah, Sweden, good morning. Good to have you with us. Good morning. You know, we have all these things happening right now. So many people having sightings. I'm really monitoring a lot of the TikTokers that are taking time to record their sightings now. There's a lot of people, not CGI, not the AI garbage that I see on TikTok, but there are individual people that the last 2 weeks I've found people I've been messaging who have been recording UFO sightings where they are. Some pretty, amazing footage. There's going to be a lot more of that happening. When we get into 2025, things are going to be 10 times happening off planet. You know, and if you're not looking in the sky when you have the time, you're going to miss it. Now you will, Catherine. Megan says, I'm going to be posting one I saw last week. Emmy says, my mom said she feels in her bones she will make contact. I'm trying to open myself up and learn. You will. Just stay focused 20, 30 minutes a day or night, and you will. Oh, good. I'm glad she is. I think it's Ilani, so is my name. Let's see here. Yeah, I know the sightings, Mr. Shang, it's true. Sometimes they happen so quickly you don't have time to record them. But really, the most important thing we can understand now is that we are coming to the end of this phase of this year on planet Earth. This end of this year is the ending of a phase. 2025 is the beginning of a new phase. That's the year when things start really going crazy. But that's not the year of contact. Okay, that's the year when things are going to start getting really crazy, brothers and sisters. That's the year when you're going to start, and there'll be people that are going to have their first time who are awake. There are going to be people that are going to have contact. And it could be any one of you out there, wherever you are on the planet. It could be even any one of you out there, someone out here of 422 people. Some of you are going to have physical contact with space people, the positive beings, the positive humans. I believe that. I feel it. I don't know who you are. I don't have to know who you are. Just trust yourself as you're hearing my words that you will be one of those people as things gradually increase into next year. There's going to be a lot of people having contact for the first time. The massive contact for this planet is going to be in 2026. If anybody tells you it's going to be 2035 or 2086 or whatever, they don't know what they're talking about. You know, they really don't. But I can tell you, when I go off planet and come back, that we'll be able to provide you more information when I have my contact physically here, where I am. It is 2025 is the beginning of the amping up. It's 2026 that's contact. Towards the end of 2025 is where things are going to really amp up. So it's really important that people, if you're as excited as I am right now, I can't believe how amped up I am with energy right now. If you are excited as I am right now, and you should be, it's going to be 2026. The ending of 2025 is when it's going to really amp up, like a big wave, like coming in to the shoreline. It's going to be like this little wave in 2025, and towards 2020, ending in 2025, it amps up into 2026. Bam, contact. But, and I say but, you do have the ability, if you focus yourselves right, if you do meditation correctly, and if you do learn how to be telepathic and know what you're doing, you will be able to have contact. You won't have to wait for yourself to contact your star family or for them to contact you on a telepathic level. I think everybody here has that ability. You know, I don't say, oh, why has he or she has more ability? Nobody has less ability than the other person that's in this room watching this show. Everybody here has the ability to learn. If they focus and want to do this, you have to want it. You have to say to yourself, yeah, I do. I can do this. Without fear, I can definitely do this. I can make contact. I can physically sit here, meditate, and eventually contact telepathically my star family, wherever that's from. But you have to be willing to do it. You can't wait for somebody else to do it for you. You each have to move forward and be activated to do it. And the question is, are 428 of you here already doing it, willing to do it, and take the next step beyond waiting for something to happen? Make it happen. Make it happen. Thank you, Tyler. Good to see you. If you make it happen, it will happen. If you sit around waiting for it to happen, you think it's going to happen because you're waiting? What are you waiting for? What's anybody waiting for? You know, I never understood that. I'm going to wait. I'll wait and see when it happens. Make it happen. Make it happen now. Don't wait for it to happen. You know, I have a true belief that everybody can do this. I have faith in everybody. You see, I'll never put anybody down because I believe you have to uplift people. On this show, one of the things I do believe is being on radio for 21 years and being in the media, that the perception of what you do and what you say, you know, can transform a whole planet. It's what you don't do. There is when you're missing out on the possibilities. Hey, Megan, she told you, oh, April told you were Palladian last week. Beautiful. Oh, good. Very good. So I'm drinking apple cider. You're watching Encounters, and I am CmdrAleon, the man from Mars, with a planet of 10 to 15 million inhabitants. I'm also the Ashtar Command. I'm also a talk show host that talks about these things. I'm here for disclosure. I'm here to hear stories. I'm here to tell you what's happening. I don't need websites to get there. I really don't. I don't get up every morning and say, let me go look at that UFO website and see what they can tell me. You know, what are they going to tell me? You know? Yeah. And Mars is one of the most recent planets that was my home planet. I'm going to ask my space parents what planet I have come from. Where they come from is probably the planet that I do come from, beyond Mars. And we're doing very well here. I thank you all for all the gifts. I am going to do some more interviews. Man, I've been so amped up here tonight. You know, I mean, if I'm this amped up, I'm not later on go to sleep. Sunshine, do we have families on other planets? Yes, absolutely yes, you do. And you'll eventually meet them. If you're willing to do the work, Sunshine, you'll be able to meet them. Meditation is the key. Meditation is always the key. No, it's not bad to astral project. I think we all astral project when we go to sleep. To a certain extent, we don't even realize we're doing it. But if you learn how to meditate and want to connect with your star family, Joseph, a lot of times you might do it through what they call astral projection. Without a question. I have photos of strange little footprints all over my house. Sharon, that's interesting. What do you think they are, Sharon? Yeah, we'll all be able to, we won't. So when contact happens at midnight, thank you for saying that. You have to understand something out there around the planet. When contact happens, the aging process on Earth is going to completely shift. The aging process, hear me right here. Thank you, Midnight. The aging process that we understand here, the 3D aging process, is no longer going to exist. What does that mean? I'll tell you. The aging process is going to be that you're going to be able to be young. So if you're 75 years old, you'll look like you're 20 years old. I know this is going to be very different for a lot of human beings because, you know, we've been programmed to believe this is the way we do it. We get old and this happens, and then we go to a graveyard and then we put on a casket, right? No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Not the way it's supposed to be. We are going to have the ability, once we are having contact, diseases will be cured. Many things will be different. And I can guarantee you that if you look like you're wrinkling all over the place, when contact happens, you'll be able to be definitely vibrant and healthy and looking young. And for some humans, it's like, how's that going to happen? My space family, my father and my mother on the spaceships, they're thousands of years old and they look like they're 20 or 30. It's amazing. Okay? It's the vibrational energy and the way we've been living on this planet. We've been very confined to a lower vibrational frequency. Now we're going to a high vibrational frequency where we will, once contact is made, be able to repair our bodies to be what they're supposed to be, not looking like they're falling apart. She just came back from the ship. I'll have to stop in after I get off at 1 o'clock. A little after 1, I'll stop in and see what's happening with her. I'm sure she'll have information for Saturday night. Saturday night is our contact night. On here, we have Ashtar Command contact night on 11 o'clock Saturday from all over the planet. Usually, we'll try to have April on the show. I have a feeling, I'm not even right now on April's live, but I have a feeling there's new information that she was given when she was taken off planet. So I do think there's stuff going on. I can sense the energy because I can tell. She knows I'm sensing her energy right now on her live, and I think there's more information coming. Yes, I can tell when I interview people on my show here. If they tell me they think they had an implant, I can scan them, and I can remotely on my show here take out the implant. If they have an implant, they'll tell me where it is, and I take the implant out of the body for people that are new to the show, and I can destroy implants. So I can destroy ET implants that are from low vibrational ETs. I can destroy government implants that have worked with ETs, that have put them in people's bodies, and I can take them out and destroy them. And I've actually documented a whole lot of that for the last couple of weeks or whatever. So yes, I can usually find out. Okay, do you believe in a higher power? Yes, Belinda. So what you call higher power, I believe that God, beyond Earth definitions of God, from being off planet, God is universal. God is everywhere on every planetary system. We're extensions of the Creator. So yeah, there is a higher power. It's not in relation to a 3D religion. It's relationships to unconditional love, light. That's the level of consciousness. That's the very highest consciousness. Do you think we get younger? When we have contact, Tyler, when this happens, we'll be able to correct the aging process. We weren't supposed to look like this. We were supposed to all be able to, yes, mature as babies, but not to look like we were falling apart. Contact is happening, Lolo, in 2026, to be exact. Oh, Sharon, good. I finally just went outside late at night. You should see my photos and videos. I'm going to have to follow you. I'm following you so I can check you out later. Hey, Allison. Bring April over. She's on a live broadcast. If somebody wants to get April to come on here, if she wants to come on here and talk about what just happened on the ship, you're welcome to have her come over here. We're happy to have her over here. She might be just wanting to chill out after getting off the spaceship. She's up in Vermont. I don't know about that. I think they're not going to be resurrected. They've left the planet. So all those people who are past are not here anymore. They've left. They're somewhere else. They've gone into another life. Judy, I think I don't think this is going to happen. Does she have news? I don't know. I have a feeling she does have some news. I'm sure there was a reason why she went off planet. Chief Rid Mackerel, good to see you, Chief. It's divine timing. The space people, this is the time on our history of our planet when they were supposed to come back, and they are coming back in 2026 for contact. I never really asked the question why. Probably it's an interesting question. Maybe I will the next time. But they know, and it'll be good. It's just that's the year. Can I help Miss Angela May? Well, that's a human perception, Jenny. So from a human 3D world, you're saying, well, how can anyone want to live thousands of years, look young, and not get bored? Because the universe, the multiverse, is teeming with all kinds of people from all different places. How could you ever get bored? How could you ever get bored and not have a purpose? They all have a purpose. My father, my mother, they're thousands of years old. They don't get bored. Why should they get bored? Why should anybody get bored? I think we're living in the most extraordinary times right now on Earth. If you're living right now, you are part of the history of this planet. If you're living right now, you're part of what's going to be happening on this planet. You're going to see everything galactically and cosmically that's going to happen on Earth. I guarantee it. Yeah, so Belinda, Jesus is a space person. Jesus is he's been on the Astro Command ships. Jesus is a space person. Earth-based religion has distorted Jesus. Do I believe in God? Yes, the space people, we all believe in God. God is not just for the planet Earth. God is for the whole multiverse. God is a universal. God is not limited by somebody's religious belief systems, or dollar bills or whatever. That's an Earth-based 3D thing. But yeah, once you get to Belinda to meet a star person from another planet, and if you ask that star person, man or woman, by the way, do you believe in God? And they'll tell you, yeah, God is universal, the creator, yeah. But Jesus is a space person. Thank you for the gifts. Mary, you don't look like you're falling apart. He. You and Ray are doing good. Sometimes I definitely look like I'm falling apart. No one here is falling apart too much. Well, you know what? Humpty Dumpty fell apart, but they said they couldn't put them together again, but maybe they did. Ever watched Astral Legends TV? No, Illuminatus. I've never heard of that. Good, Sunshine. Yeah, space people are humanoids. Yeah, you got it. Yes, Elaine, that's true. We are waves. Hey, Bridgie, good to see you. Let's see. Am I missing anything here? Tommy, thank you. I should have April. I should bring April over here to come on the live here. You think we can sneak April off of her live to come over here and have a little chat about being off planet? I think she'll have a few days to have to absorb the information. When she's off planet and comes back, if people want to invite her over, tell her that we're on. She's invited to tell us what happened. She doesn't have to wait till Saturday. If there's new information, invite her over here and I'll bring her up. Tell her her brother said she's welcome here. And if you don't know who April is, she's my sister. She's not my biological sister, but she's with the Ashtar Command. She's April. She's friends with Fairies 1111. So now she's going to hear all these people telling her to come over here. She's going to get off her live, maybe, and come over here, and we're going to get her up here for a few minutes. She does some good stuff. And then she said, Commander, all these people tell me to come on live. We'll see if she does that, Yeah, Star Child, yes, you seem more happy than usual today. Oh, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I don't know what it is. It's just I look at the whole universe and everything, and it looks really. I just see we're so close to the end of this year. I am so looking forward to 2025. Oh, she said no. That's okay. Did she tell you why? That's okay. She can say no. She's probably doing what she needs to do. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. At least she knows she's invited. I'll probably stop in and see her after I get off my live here for a little bit. He said no in the middle of live. Okay, that's true. If she wasn't live, it made sense. But yeah, she's doing a live right now. It's okay. She knows I understand. If I were live and someone invited me over to their live, I probably would not be going off my live. So we're getting up to about near 1 a.m. in the morning. I'd like to do at least one more interview here. If you've had any contact, or if we're almost at 100,000 too. Again, thank you for the gifts. Hey, Commander from New Zealand, 1,800 hours. Hey, Operation Time Rich, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's all good. If you have anybody had any contacts here, any visitations, we definitely would love to have you share your story. We'll do one or two more stories here. And then we're going to call it a night. My Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube is where you can see all my shows. Also, video of spaceships I'm adding there too, which I used to do all the time anyway. And I have to believe there's 356 people in here around the planet. Who here has been visited by space people of the positive kind? Yeah, she's probably doing readings. Yeah, that's important. Let her do the readings. Who here is having contact? Anybody? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Anyone having contact? Yeah, that would be considered contact. And if anyone's having physical contact with 353 human beings in here, who is having contact? If you come on here, I'll treat you with respect. I'm a contactee. I'm a talk show host. I've been doing this stuff for years, and I'd like to hear your stories. Maybe you've been taken onto a spaceship. You never talked about it. Think about how you can come out public, reach the people out here, and tell your story for the first time. It'll be all good. Guaranteed. If you want to find April on TikTok after I'm done, she's friends with Fairy 1111. That's my sister up in Vermont. She's with the Ashtar Command, like I am. She's been going off planet for over 100 times, and when you get to communicate with her, you'll learn a lot about the Ashtar Command as well, and about her journeys. She's documented everything, and it's pretty good. My friend, a few years ago. Yeah, totally cool. Kawimu. Let me see here. Sherry says, "What a red-suited astronaut in a white room." Sherry, can you tell me what that is? You said, "What a red-suited astronaut in a white room." And Kavino says, "I had an experience with my friend a few years ago." Joseph says he's been in contact. Dang, he's on late. I'm really trying to figure out what I want to do here. As I'm sitting here, I hear so many beautiful stories. There's like 4 or 5 people that have stories they're telling me here. I'm going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think I'm going to... Kawimu. I'm going to bring Kawimu on here. Okay, Kawimu, you're going to be our next guest on Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And we are busting the matrix here. Absolutely. Kawimu. Oh, Sherry said, Sherry, if you turn your settings to public, we'll be able to follow you. Nobody can follow you, Sherry. Change your setting to public, and our audience can actually follow you. You only have a certain amount of followers. You need to have a lot more. And we'll bring you up after How We Move. We'll bring Sherry up once we get her up to about 50 people. Hey, Kawimu, how are you?
Hi. I've never done this before.
Well, we're glad you're here. Are you in Australia or England?
Australia.
I kind of knew it. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Or good afternoon. Glad to have you with us. And you're watching the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, and also radio host of NPR Pacifica Radio's ESU-FM on Sunday mornings. So tell us about yourself and your experiences.
So I was with my friend, my male friend. We were going to a party during the day. Neither one of us were drinking or anything like that. It was an older person's birthday during the day. So we had a nice time there. It was a short visit. We drove home. I was driving my vehicle. So we came around the corner close to my home, and the weirdest thing happened. So we had music on in the car. The windows were open. And we kind of drove. We didn't see anything. Neither one of us could speak. So I pointed to a light in the sky. It was green. There was one It turned into 2, which turned into 3. We lived at the base of like a little mountain. It was not at the top. It was not at the bottom. It was above us, but it wasn't hugely high in the sky.
Yeah.
Neither one of us could speak in words. However, we did acquire a gift of speaking to each other some other way. So I pointed at what we were looking at, and he kind of acknowledged what we were seeing. But everything went quiet. There was no wind. Oh, excuse me, my cat is interfering.
That's
there was
okay.
no
I have a
wind.
cat.
There
Go
was
ahead.
no music, and we lost about an hour.
You lost an hour of, you had missing time?
Missing time, yes, about an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't appear to go anywhere. The car was still moving. I was in control. Well, I don't know if I was in control the entire time of the vehicle. I felt like I was. It was very, very strange, very calming, very, like a very, I don't know, it was like an intimate encounter. We didn't see any space people or
Yeah.
green men or anything weird like that.
Right.
But we both
But you-
experienced exactly the same thing.
And you had missing time. Was this during the day or night?
During the day. Well, it was still daylight, but it was later in the day.
Yeah. So with missing time, you would not see anything. Well, it depends. When you have missing time, folks, when when you're saying missing time, you have no idea where you are at that point, right? You're totally blanked out, right?
Yeah, like, sorry, I'm being stalked by both of my animals now.
Is there a lion? It sounds like there's a lion or a big lion in that room.
Yeah, there's a wolf dog here and a tiny little kitten, so I'm going to go hide in the bathroom.
I thought it was a lion.
hiccup.
I can't believe I thought it was a lion.
Yeah, he is a monster. He's very lovely, but
Oh, good.
yeah. So we had missing time. We spoke telepathically to one another, which neither one of us had done before. And when we came out of it, the car was still moving slowly, obviously.
Wow.
But we hadn't made the time that we had lost on the road that we were on.
Yeah.
Where did we go?
Was it a country road? What kind of road was it?
So it was a seaside town. So it wasn't really country. It wasn't city.
Yeah.
It was just a little back street beach road. Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, beach road. Okay. So
Yeah.
my thing is,
so where we saw it was it was at the base of a mountain called Arthur's Seat.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you were at the base of the mountain, when you had the missing time, did you feel on your body that you were did it feel like a positive missing time or a missing time where you were taken when you came back? You might have had implants put into your bodies?
No, I don't think so. We weren't afraid. We were excited.
Okay.
Mesmerized. Wow, look what's happening. Are you seeing this? I kept saying to him, are you seeing this? And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
And we just followed these lights. Like I didn't steer the car off that one road. We were always on the same road, which was quite a short road. So it wouldn't have taken us over an hour to drive that road. So the lights then took off to what appeared to be kind of towards my home. So we were very, very close to my home.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we could have walked to my home in less than 15 minutes from where we were.
See, now you said the lights were going toward your home. That's interesting you say that. So tell us what happened. Were you going toward your home?
I was heading back to my home. My daughter was at my home waiting for us to come back. So we went towards my home and I was like, oh, because by then we could speak to each other and I could control the car, like I could steer it to the right.
Right.
So by then as we came out of it, we were at the end of my street. We turned right and we were like 3 doors up on the left-hand side. So I was quite excited because they appeared to go towards my home.
Right.
So of course we were very excited. We got out of the car. We were very keen to tell my daughter all about what had happened. And she was like, "Yeah, right. That was probably aliens. You know, what's the big deal?"
Yeah. So when they did the spaceship go? Did you get home and see the same ships near your house?
No, because as we approached what I thought they had come behind my home, I was like, "Oh wow, we're all going home." They weren't there by the time we got there.
Okay.
We didn't see them anymore. So I Googled it. I was like, who else in the area saw this? This is a smaller area. Surely we couldn't have been the only people that saw it. So I looked it up every day for about a week to see if anybody had anything to say, if they saw anyone on Facebook. Nobody saw it, just me and my friend.
Interesting. Well, I want to thank you for coming up here. Also, this Monty Keaton in Alaska. I'm going to follow you, Monty, and tomorrow night we'll be on at 11 o'clock again. Siwi Moo, I want to thank you for coming on. You did great.
Thank you.
Oh man, it's been great. I'm glad you found my show. We're on 11 o'clock Eastern here in the United States. I don't know what time it is in Australia, but 11 p.m. Eastern most nights, and then Saturday nights are Ashtar Command Contact Night.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, you've been an awesome guest yourself, and thank you for being up here on the #1 Spiritual UFO Talk Show on all of social media. Thanks again for coming in on the show.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, everybody say, oh, thank you so much. We're going to bring her down. Let me do this here. And I want to thank her for being here from down under in Australia. I might try to do maybe one more interview. I'm not sure where my energy level is now, but maybe. I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow night. Linda, everybody out here, thank you for being here. I think I'm going to take my break here for the night. I'll be on tomorrow night at 1. My YouTube channel, I'm on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Ashtar Command. Write this down, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. And I'll be loading this show up there between tonight and tomorrow. I think I'm 2 shows behind now, so they'll be on my YouTube channel. Monty says, 4 years ago, I started seeing Through the Veil. Beautiful, Monty. Monty, tomorrow night we're going to have you on. If you're on, join me tomorrow night. It's in my bio. I'm going to call it a night. My energy level is starting to go on me here. So I want to say I love all the new people here. It's Ashtar Command Spaceship News, my YouTube channel. On my main page here, you can check out a lot of different video footage and stuff with spaceships, and we'll do it again tomorrow night. How do you contact me? So Monty, just message me. I'm following you. Monty, I'm following you. Just follow me back. And you can get in touch with me on messaging here on TikTok. All right, folks, I think I'm fading a little bit here. So before I fade completely, thank you, DBO. Everybody have a great night. It's been a pleasure meeting all the new people here. You're watching Encounters, the #1 Spiritual UFO Talk Show. We'll catch you again tomorrow night for another edition of Encounters.